Welcome, listeners. We stepped out of the kitchen and into the fire. Mez, we were there for a few hours and I had heat stroke. And then people were like, who is this homeless lady coming to talk to me? And I'm like, whoa. Take a step back. Whoa. Midlifers say, get a sugar daddy to get your merch. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartbreak. New Kids on the Block. They were 90s. They're 80s. 90s. It's Google this. When they're younger, the movements would be like this. Now it's like, yeah, just throw in a few. And that.
Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello and welcome, Midlifers. We are your hosts, Fonz and Mez. And this is our weekly podcast where it's not self-help, but more help yourself to a smorgasbord of nostalgia, laughter, and a deep dive into the past. Welcome, listeners, to our first episode for 2025. Whoa! Season 2. We are very excited to be back. I think our summer series went on for one or two episodes too long. We apologise, but we're back. We had a good break. Yeah, we needed a break. Yeah. Okay, we have things to discuss here. We're going to rant, rave, buying merch at an event, and our Do You Remember segment, boy bands of the 80s and 90s. So let's jump in. Yeah. Welcome, listeners. Great to be back. Great to have you back. And to have season 2 of the Midlifers. We made it. Yes, we did make it to season 2. We're not even a year old yet. No. Because it's the rest of the babies. There's the babies. May, I think we're going to be turning 1. But for the time being, we're back. And if you don't follow us on socials, Fonz and I have put ourselves out there a little bit. We stepped out of a comfort zone. And this in the kitchen, yep. We stepped out of the kitchen and into the fire. Went to the Australian Open to do Vox Pop. Yes. And it was, I have to say, it was fun. It was a great day. It was a hoot. It was a hoot, but I will say the next day, my legs were so tired. And we're at the age where if you have a big day out in regards to walking around, Mez, we were there for a few hours and I had heat stroke and I had to go home. My knees were sore the next day behind my knees. Anyway, we're at the age. But we were tipsy after one drink. We were. I can do this. So we can do Vox Pops, but we need to prepare for
one drink.
But yeah, I'm glad we did actually put ourselves out of our comfort zone. The Midlifers being out there and we met a lot of great people. Yeah. I was one of you. Thank you. Thank you. It was funny because I didn't think about this, but I was always up for the idea of doing the Vox Pop and going out there, but I always envisaged you to be the one to only do it. I was shocked. I was shocked to hear this, Mez, because you put yourself out there on a global scale. In my dressing gown. In your blue velvet dressing gown. And then when it was up to the Vox Pop, you're like, no, you do it. Yeah. I'm shocked, but I'm really glad that you actually stepped out of your comfort zone. Well, you broke the ice. So thank you for that. My pleasure. But I was thinking when you said that, but I realised because, when I do those reels for socials, which I'm happy, I'm out there embarrassing the hell out of myself, but I don't care. I think it's because I'm in character. But this is real life, on the moment, on the spot. So should you wear your dressing gown when doing Vox Pops? I seriously think that would be more comfortable wearing my dressing gown. But then people were like, who is this homeless lady coming to talk to me? But then people would know you as the woman in the dressing gown doing the Vox Pop. Okay, maybe that's my shtick. Maybe they'll get us viral. But we're going to be doing 3 more Vox Pops throughout the year. Our next one's going to be at the Grand Prix. Yep. And everyone we talked to was fantastic. They were all so happy to talk. Everyone was so happy and so lovely. It was a real joy, and it was just nice on a positive front that there are lovely people in this world, because in the media and this and that you hear such down things. Yeah, that everyone's a jerk. Not everyone's a jerk. Not everyone's a jerk. Some people are great. Yes. And all the people we met were fantastic. But so that's one of the new things we're doing. And the other one, which Fonz is really excited about. Again, it's one of these things I've had to convince Fonz I'm not happy. I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, how do I convince Mez not to do it? We'll just try one. Well, this is going back to our podcast last year. We discovered when we were talking about bikes that Fonz hasn't ridden a bike since she was 13. Yep. I said that I was in the same boat, but then about 10 years ago, I got gifted a bike and I'd forgotten to ride it. I was wobbling all over the place. I fell over and haven't touched one since.
So things aren't just like riding a bike.
No,
it's not easy.
It's not easy. So we're going to do something on our socials saying something like, the whole old saying, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. Is that true? So our first test is, can a midlifer relearn to ride a bike? So keep your ears out for that one.
Can you teach this old bitch new tricks?
I think you can. I reckon we can get there.
I don't know. Mez initially said we do it on a tandem bike. I'm like, whoa.
Take a step back.
Whoa. I need to learn how to ride a bike first.
Yeah.
So do we get training wheels?
We're going to get training wheels.
This is ridiculous. Do they have training wheels on adult bike?
I don't think so. We can do it.
So stay tuned.
Yes, that's happening next. And if you have any ideas, any challenges you'd like us to try,
how can you teach these two old dogs some new tricks?
And just another thing that's happened as of yesterday.
What's happened?
On our socials.
Oh
okay.
My God. Welcome to our world now, guys. Here we go.
This was took us by surprise.
Yeah.
We did a comparison shot of Melania Trump in an outfit
at the inauguration.
And the Hamburglar, because I thought they looked very similar. And I said, who wore it better?
Her hat looked like the Hamburglar's hat.
Simple. And it wasn't anything political. It was seriously just about her hat looking like the Hamburglar.
If there was anyone to get insulted, it would have been a milliner or a hatter. But not what happened yesterday on socials, Mez.
Oh, my gosh. The comments
exploded into anger.
Yeah.
Like it went into a total divide of left wing, right wing, and brought politics into something about a hat. We got accused of having no style and shopping at Kmart, and lo and behold, it's got it right.
There were some about the style, like one of them was like, oh, like you have style. I'm like,
she's in a dressing gown.
I'm like, we never said we had style. That's the whole point of us. But yeah, full on went down the political route, so we had to disable the comments. Like, oh,
it was so angry and so aggressive.
Yeah.
And we didn't make this out of malice or even to insult Melania. It was just about a hat or an outfit.
She really looked like the hamburger.
Someone said she looked like Zorro. I thought that was clever.
I have seen a Zorro comparison, and I take that. Yes.
Yeah, but then because of the aggression that was aimed towards the midlifers' socials, you couldn't respond. You just had to let everything wait. And it was an eye opener.
It was
into the world
of
America.
Yeah,
and how passionate and how strongly people feel.
Yeah, and how
towards the Hamburglar. I would hate to be Ronald McDonald right now.
Hamburglar was winning, by the way. I'll just say he wore it better, but that's how we've started 2025
with a something with a Big Mac. It wasn't a Happy Meal yesterday. It was an anxiety meal.
Like with everything, we're just making it up as we go. We're going to go outside to ask people what they think of the merchandise. Do they rant or do they rave merch at the tennis? Not only at the tennis, Fonz. At events. Do you think the prices are very expensive?
No, I don't. No,
it's okay.
Good memento, but hideously overpriced.
Do you buy merchandise from the merchandise store?
Rarely.
Rant, rave, rant or rave, yeah. So today we are ranting and or raving merchandise. Yeah. And what kind of spurred this on was we are in Melbourne and we attended the Australian Open, and the merchandise was an eye-opener.
I always knew it would be. So we're not talking about just obviously the area, but any sort of event. So the main one that came to my head originally was concerts.
Yes.
Because our friendship group had gone to a lot of concerts over the years. And I will say, I think I've never actually bought concert merch.
Okay.
Ever.
I did one.
Yeah.
I went to the Down the Green and saw James Rain, and it was pouring rain. And I had to buy a hat because my glasses got too covered in water.
Out of necessity.
That was but still it was like $45 for a baseball cap.
Yeah.
I've worn once.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
This is a thing I find with myself and merch.
Yes.
I buy it, I'll wear it once.
I've never worn a bucket hat.
I don't like a bucket hat.
It's okay, you don't have to.
But I see them and they're like $30 for a bucket hat. And I'm like,
Yeah. Well, what are some of the prices of do you remember?
Oh, I remember the more lenient prices.
Yeah.
The two
Sweatbands.
I remember a tube of tennis balls was $14.
Okay.
And
That's all right.
something Tennessee. Well, that was you put on your racket. I can't remember the name of them. They were $12 for two.
Okay. Yep.
Remember we saw the salad servers. They were $30.
I do laugh about the choice because we were looking at the AO merchandise and we saw the big ball, that big furry ball. I think the big one was like 60, wasn't it?
50.
And 50.
I said to my husband, he watched our Vox Pop.
Yeah.
And we were saying, what do we use this big ball for? He's like, use it for signing. Get the tennis star to sign.
Okay. Well,
we weren't going to do that. We were just like,
I know,
bouncing it to each other.
but out of all the fines, the fact that it had the salad servers at the AO, but our best one were oven mitts. So silicone oven mitts. I'm like, if I was to buy anything, it would have been them because I'll use them.
Mez, I'm going to go one step further.
Okay.
And it went up on my socials. They had it at the Australian Open, a tennis racket-shaped chopping board.
Okay.
Platter board, cheese platter board.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, I would buy that.
Okay, yes.
Depending on the price. So I'm not
Yes.
going to buy for $60 to $80. I think that's too expensive for a tennis racket to put cheese on.
Yes, yeah. Who's going to get it? Tennis and cheese doesn't quite go. But I found the oven mitts just so odd.
They would work. They're useful.
They're useful. It's just an odd mix. But obviously, so the things going against it is the price. The price is just so much, and I find it even more so because usually the concert tickets themselves are like $150.
I know,
so
at least.
Yes, at least. I actually went to Beauty and the Beast musical yesterday with my daughter. So I think the price I spent was $200 a ticket. So it's for two of us is $400. Am I going to spend another $50 on some random thing? No, I can't. I can't justify it.
We're going to the tennis to see a semi-final day match. $379 per ticket.
Wow.
Do I want to buy something? No.
Yeah. So you have what merch?
Merch.
Sorry. So in asking people, obviously, I think a lot of people that we asked were on the same vein. It's too pricey. But a few, have said, obviously, it's the memento.
It gets you at the nostalgia.
Yes. And Cal, one of our friends, put in our socials, her words were overpriced but such a joy. It's nice to leave with a memento of a great experience. So that's obviously the pro of it.
And I think as well, like, for example, if we're going back to music, bands our age, they know how to grab us.
Yeah.
So we went and saw Peking Duck, and this was just after we had our firstborn, and they had as merch 2 rubber duckies and a storybook about Peking Duck.
Oh, okay.
And we bought it because I was like, this is
cool.
for my kids. I want my kids to learn about Peking Duck.
Okay. Actually, I do like that.
It was but it was like that marketing genius.
Yeah.
Because they knew parents would be coming.
Yeah. Okay. Kudos to that one.
We bought that.
Yeah, that's a good.
And it had a cool bag. Sorry,
that's all right. But another pro is like what you said, the items that you couldn't get elsewhere. So whatever it is, if it's something specific that you wouldn't be able to get in a store, that's pretty cool.
It's something that Kmart hasn't quickly reproduced yet, because we can buy Nirvana t-shirts now.
Yeah.
But can you buy, I don't know, the James Rain t-shirt? No. You need to buy it at the gig. But do you know it's nice having the dates on the back of the t-shirt? Like, I went there.
Oh, see? It's weird. I will see people wear those t-shirts and be like, I don't care. But it's not about me.
It's
the
about
person
them and
wearing
what they love.
Yeah. So I've never been one to buy a t-shirt.
I rely on my husband to buy me stuff.
You need a sugar daddy to go to the merch store. Okay.
Because seriously, like before meeting my husband, I would never buy merch.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to wait up in the long lines. I can't be bothered.
Yeah. So I haven't bought merches at concerts. One thing I have, a few times I have been like for kid events like at the circus or whatnot, or Moomba. I'll buy merch, but it's not really merch. They're like little toys and games for the kids to play. So they're like these light up toys because they see everyone else, especially in the circus, it's still dark. They've got these glow sticks. So I'll buy them and guaranteed they'll be broken in like 2 days.
Yeah.
So overpriced and broken. So
never listen to your kids with merch.
Yeah.
Because we took my son to the museum And for some reason, he loved a dodo. He saw a dodo in the museum and he loved a dodo. And we went through the store because you have to exit through the store and had a dodo. And he wanted this dodo. So I bought the dodo. He stopped using it for the next day. We've got this dodo lying around the house and only I have the nostalgia of, oh, that's when we went to the museum.
Yeah.
No one else could give a hoot.
Yes, he doesn't care. Now, if my kids are a bit older, so I'll say, be prepared. There'll be merch at the end. If you want it, you bring your own money.
Yeah,
I've already paid for the
that's a good
tickets.
idea.
That's it. No more. I will say, though, another thing I don't like about it is the clutter. Because, like, you know, you have those random memorabilia, you don't know what to do with it. But in saying that, I did go to my mum's house and she had the U2 Europa Tour book. It's like a program from it.
Wow.
Which is really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because, you know, that whole album was like a whole thing in itself. So she must have gone to the concert, I'm guessing. So she's got the book from that. So I'm like, okay, that's cool because it's such a moment in time. So would I buy it? I don't know. But I appreciate if someone else buys it, I appreciate it. But it's not for me.
So I guess someone else. So the midlifers say get a sugar daddy to get your merch.
Yes, I rant it.
Because buying it yourself, too expensive.
Yeah.
Rant from me.
Yeah, rant for me too, unless you're paying.
Do you remember?
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
Oh, why?
Say, tell me why.
I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Do you remember boy bands of the 80s and 90s? Obviously, we remember that one.
That was a struggle for me. I was like,
I put you on the spot. I said to one, I'm going to start singing something. And you got it.
Yeah.
Vessel, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What constitutes a boy band?
For me, a group of boys manufactured
Oh, okay. So
to make money.
For me, it's a group of boys that have some sort of matching attire and they do dancing to some extent.
Well, the Beatles are a boy band.
Yeah.
They didn't dance.
True.
They
True.
played guitar.
You did the
But
no,
I know
they
we
manufactured.
being a product of the 90s, though, boy bands did dance, did match in attire, were able to sing, were heavily produced.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. Because when I Googled it, like for the 80s, they came up with Aha, Pet Shop Boys. I'm like, to me,
That was a bit loose back. There was a bit more unhinged.
Yeah. So that's to me, no.
I was thinking a boy band of the 80s would be Bon Jovi, Motley Crue.
That's a boy band.
But they're boys in a band with big hair.
Okay, when I was thinking boy bands in the 80s, New Kids on the Block,
They were 90s.
they're 80s.
90s.
Let's Google this. They started in the 80s, didn't they?
Our phones are recording us. We can't Google. Hang on. Hey, Google. When were New Kids on the Block first on the scene?
According to Wikipedia, formed in 1984, New Kids on the Block achieved stardom in 1989.
Close.
So it turns out
Thanks
that
to Google.
they broke through in 1989.
All right,
so
so right
we
on
were
the cusp.
On the cusp.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah, I remember them in 1989, it must have been, but they were the first one that came to my mind. So I would never have said Bon Jovi and Motley Crue are boy bands. Okay.
Well, they're the only ones I could think of because I didn't click that New Kids on the Block were 80s. I always thought they were a bit 90s.
I wouldn't have said they were boy bands. I would have just said they're a band.
Hair band.
Yeah. Boy bands to me aren't rock either. I don't think.
Beatles were boy bands.
Forget about the Beatles. Between 80s
Rolling
and 90s.
Stones. Were they a boy band?
No, they were not a boy band.
Oh,
Monkeys, I
manufactured.
think. Monkeys were.
Did you know? Got a bit of trivia for you.
Oh, this is your first did you know? Okay, give me a did you know.
I went to the Paul McCartney concert.
Okay.
And Paul McCartney said that Mick Jagger asked the Beatles to find their first song to be released.
Ah.
And so they gave them their first song, which was a Beatles song.
Oh, really?
And the Rolling Stones used it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul
Bit of
McCartney.
non-boy band trivia.
Yeah.
For you.
But back to the boy band. So let's rein it in.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, so but if that's all we've got for 80s. Can we do the 90s then? Because
Let's just do the 90s.
90s is huge. Okay.
Take that.
Take that.
Want you back. Want you back for good.
You know, interesting. I don't actually know too much
We were
about
too
music.
young.
We're too young?
They looked old
When they were young.
when they were young, and we were too young because I think they were led by Gary Barlow.
Yeah.
And he just looked too stocky, and he did look old for, 8, 9, 10 at the time?
I don't know. I feel like the peak was when we were teenagers, but I don't know. We missed the.
We were too young.
But I do take that. I think we're the most successful British boy band.
I would understand. Did you know that while filming Want You Back for Good, they all had the flu? They were all sick.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Is that when they got. That was Robbie Williams with the floppy hats.
Yeah, and it didn't have
The
the rain.
rain.
Remember East 17?
That was on my
Did you have East 17? All right,
everything's gonna be all right.
That was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good song.
I loved East 17.
I
They were
did too.
short-lived, I think.
They had 2 tracks.
The first one, everybody
in the house of
everybody in
love.
the house of love. Yeah, so they're really cool.
One love, one God. Everybody. Yeah, they were great.
They were great.
All right, come on, hit me with another.
I won't go to the main one yet, but this is an interesting one. 5. Do you remember the group
Yeah.
5?
5.
Yeah.
5.
5. So another British band, and Simon Cowell helped create them. And they passed in Bye Bye Bye, which then went to NSYNC, which is their best song. Well, that was a bit silly, wasn't it?
Wow.
So Simon Cowell was involved with 5. Simon Cowell was involved with Westlife, which is an Irish one.
Yes, I remember Westlife.
Yeah, I don't know too
Was
much
Ronan
about them.
Keating in Westlife?
No, that was Boyzone,
Oh, my
which
God.
I think I don't know if Simon Cowell was to that. They were the second most.
Okay.
I'm Ronan
I
Keating.
He's old. He was old when we were young.
It's another him and Gary Barlow, which is too old.
It's the blonde spiky hair.
He just always looks so serious. He looks like a very serious person.
Yeah, Gary Barlow looks serious too.
Okay. But going back to Take That, not that I
Mm.
remember much about him, but you could see Robbie Williams, who we loved. I could see him stand out
You
at
see
the
him?
start. He had that sort of boyish charm, bit of naughtiness.
Yeah,
So
I
he
don't
stood out.
remember him.
Same as One Direction, which is going on later, but
One Direction,
you know, with what's his name, Harry Styles.
yeah,
Robbie Williams and Harry Styles have the same sort of vibe.
they got that. They have that star quality.
Yes, yeah. So that
Mhm.
stood out. All right.
All right, well, I have to say, I'm going to put it out there: the most unattractive boy
Oh,
band,
yeah.
NSYNC.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Joe Fatone. Justin Timberlake when he had the noodle hair,
Yeah.
the ramen hair.
The ramen.
Always, for me, comparing them to Backstreet Boys, they were the most unattractive boy band.
True. Their looks went. I actually did like Justin Timberlake. Maybe his noodle hair reminded me of Rob Ruff from Family Feud. The 80s, I don't know. But Justin was the best looking one. But I preferred their music to Backstreet Boys, personally.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Like,
Yeah.
fair enough. I would have to disagree, but fair enough.
So you like Backstreet Boys?
I would
over
prefer the Backstreet Boys over NSYNC.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Yes.
Huh.
I've got a bit of trivia.
Yes,
Okay.
please do. Tell
Did
me.
you know that the name NSYNC
Yeah.
is formed by the last letter of each of their names?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
I like that. Well,
Fatone.
I've got a
Joey,
fact for
why?
you.
Yes.
Did you know that their second album sold 1 million albums in one day?
Wow.
They were big. I didn't
That's
realise
like before streaming, social media,
and all that happened. Because I know obviously Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were the
rivals.
yeah, the rivals.
In a way.
But I always thought that actually I don't know who was the most successful out of them because I always felt like the NSYNC was the lesser.
But the ugly,
Popular.
ugly.
Or maybe
ones.
that's what it was. They weren't as hot. Who'd you like out of Backstreet Boys? Which guy?
None of them.
No.
I wasn't into boy bands. I was
Yeah.
there, like, because I never forget we would get a lift to school
Yeah.
and Carla would be in the back seat and every day we'd have to listen to Backstreet's
Ah.
Back. It was either Backstreet's Back or Talk Back on 3AW. And I just hated it. I hated Backstreet Boys was every day. But now when Backstreet Back on or any of those music,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I like it more because we're of the grunge era.
Well, back in the day as well, it was like very clicky with music. You either
Yes.
like this or that. You couldn't like everything like kids today now.
Wow,
like.
because I do remember another boy band, Boys II Men.
Oh,
I bought one of their albums, and did I cop a lot of shit from everyone, especially my brothers who are all metalheads, you guys who are all grunge or into Silverchair and stuff. I'm like, they're really good a cappella singers.
I remember when you showed me a CD.
Yes.
I was like repulsed.
Yes.
I was like, What's this?
So yes, you were one or the other. Couldn't sort of mix genres.
No, you were either into rap. Like it was either. I remember 1994. Kurt Cobain died. Tupac died. Who did you follow?
Yeah. But
And we were like,
so can I just say Backstreet Boys? The line that I always hated for that Backstreet Boys, am I sexual? And all the friends say, yeah. It's like, please.
Like there's girls like 13, 14, and
Yeah.
not knowing.
I think they're the main ones.
Yeah.
Where are
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Are there any current boy bands?
Yeah, One Direction.
No, they're not around though anymore. I think because
current
they're
in
obviously
my
going
head.
into 2000s. You've got Spice Girls.
Oh, mate, I don't know
One
what's
Direction.
happening now. What's happening? I don't listen to music now.
I think bands collectively, whether it's boy bands, guitar, instrumental bands, there's not much of it around.
Well, we're not involved in that. We don't listen to the radio.
So I do.
If I do, it's Gold 104.
Oh, well, I listen to like Fox and Nova and what have you, but there's no like bands anymore.
No, yes, my husband and I have had this discussion where bands have kind of gone down the tube.
Come back.
Yeah, we need someone.
Let's get our kids to form a band.
I have to say, my son loves Midnight Oil. Like out of nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
He's never seen a film clip, but he dances like Peter Garrett, and he'll pick up the words like that. So we reckon he must have, I don't know, he's Peter Garrett reincarnated.
Oh wow.
Yeah. The time has come.
But yeah, so boy bands, they were huge growing up, even though we weren't necessarily into them. Although I was New Kids on the Block. Going back
I love New Kids on the Block.
Oh my God.
Donnie Wahlberg, who's your favourite?
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new, you know how they're,
Yeah.
he looks so tired.
Oh, does he?
He looks like a tired dad.
They all just obviously have aged.
Donnie's still got the energy.
What do you think of boy, because I think
Boy bands reforming
as adults.
No.
I suppose if good on them, they're getting the audience. Would I ever pay to go see these old men?
I see bands who have reformed,
Yeah.
but I think it's when they have to dance.
Yes,
and you
that's
just see them so tired.
And the movements like where, when they're younger, the movements would be like this. Now it's like, just throwing a few. And that.
I wouldn't see a boy. I wouldn't see a boy band now.
Nah.
Step 1,
We can have lots of fun.
Step 2, there's so much we can do. Step 3,
It's just you and me.
Step 4, I can give you more.
Step 5.
Don't you know that the time has arrived?
Okay, thank you for listening today. Honest opinion, okay, from you won't see all the outtakes that we've had to produce this first episode. Things are a bit rusty. Bear with us.
Rustier than the Tin Man on a rainy
We
day.
need some oil cans.
But thanks for coming to see us again. Please, if you're new, come like, subscribe, share us with your friends.
Yep.
Like I think that's how we're going to grow. If you can share us, let us
Please.
know that we've got some rusty broads on board.
Oh, we're getting better,
Have a wonderful day.
See you next week. Bye.